would like to talk about the new Mackenzie DTX Shooting Head Rod. At Mackenzie, we're always at the forefront of development and design, and this rod is no exception. This is a model that we're really proud of. If we start right at the very bottom handle, nothing we do at Mackenzie is done for no reason. There's always thought goes into every part of the and design of everything we do. We start even at the very end of the rod, right at the bottom here. Shooting head rods, as you know, are used for using mainly with shooting head lines, which really use 70% power on the bottom hand and 30% power on the bottom hand to cast the line. So at Mackenzie, we thought it was really important to emphasise this bottom handle. So we've gone shorter than the standard Mackenzie spey rod, slightly shorter, but we've also increased this very specific ball shape. The tapering comes down to a thin waist, and then you've got this almost ball and socket like right here. That way, when you grip the rod right at the very end, it allows you to flex the rod properly, allowing you to pull that bottom hand back in to your hand, making you more consistent. If you've got a ball at the end of the rod like this, much easier for you to flex that rod. Your hand automatically goes into position, so you're not holding the rod here where you're not getting the right purchase or grip. Straight away, you're on here, you're right at the very end of the rod, and allowing you to flex the rod. All fly casting, as you know, is about flexing the rod, getting that rod to bend and flex. Really important. How you grip the rod is also really important. At Mackenzie, we've also put a tapered handle on the top here. 15-inch handle, same length as on the spey rod, but slightly thicker on a tapering action. This will allow you to get the perfect grip that enables you to flex the rod correctly. All about flexing the rod when you're using any fly line, but especially with shooting head lines. Here we've got double locking reel seat. Always go for double locking and always go down locking. Simple little thing. If you've got up locking, when you go to cast, potentially it can come undone. When you've got down locking, like so, when you go to cast, simple thing like gravity will keep it in place. Simple thing, but it's amazing how many people have up locking reel seats. It's making life easier for yourself. Got two stripper guides here to allow the line to come out and flow really evenly. Alignment dots are really important. They should be on every rod. Now worse, you go to a river early in the morning or dark or whatever reason, and you're trying to figure out exactly getting the eyes lined up. But with two simple dots on the rod that you can push together in perfect alignment, you know that everything is lined up perfectly as soon as you start. Simple thing, but again, it's important. Just makes life a lot easier. The action of a rod is probably, if we're being honest, the most important thing of the whole thing. What we've gone for in the shooting head rod, we tend to use more the tip of the rod in shooting heads, more middle to tip of the rod. Because the heads are shorter, we're loading the rod quite quickly and delivering quite a fast action in the line. So we want a rod that can cope with that. We don't want a very through action rod that will bend and flex, so when we suddenly put in that power, it's going to shock the line. We want a rod that can respond to that. And this is what we've done at Mackenzie. We've got a rod which bends from the tip down to the middle on a progressive action. So if you've got a heavier line on, you will feel it loading further down. Or if you wanted to put a spey line on your shooting head rod, it'll cope equally well with that. But this rod is designed really for shooting head lines. At Mackenzie, every product we ever produce is of the highest quality. Here on the shooting head rod, straight away, the cork. The cork is a top grade Portuguese cork, the best cork we can get anywhere in the world that we've managed to source. It really is the finest grade you can get. At the end of the rod here, we've got reinforced composite cork at each vulnerable part of the rod. This is to protect the rod in case you give it a knock in any vulnerable position. we've got a down locking reel seat, quality down locking reel seat, double knotted reel seat with a good thread bit. Nothing worse if your reel is wobbling about on the rod. So get a reel seat that fits the rod absolutely perfectly. On the rod, we've not only got a beautiful finish here, whipping's perfectly intact, but we've got Fuji eyes, the best eyes you can get in the world. We've got 2 stripper guide Fuji eyes, then we go on to the snake eyes. Now, you'll also notice a lot of the rods on the market, the snake eyes are not always of the best quality, they move about. There's nothing worse if you're walking through a wooded area and your rod catches on a branch and it pulls the bottom leg of this eye out. It never goes back into place. So here, no matter how much we push and pull that eye, it's slightly heavier gauge wire, so it doesn't move, it stays in position. So if your rod catches on a bush, it stays in position. So it's not only good quality, it's very practical as well.